John C. Maxwell, an American author, once said, "You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." I love this quote so much, and I think that it is very imperative that we understand we must work on ourselves daily in order to produce some type of wonderful change in our lives. And with that being said, I want to welcome you guys to Wellbeing Psychology. I am Shantanique. So happy to have you here. And this is a channel that educates on psychology, purposeful life, personal growth, self-development, brain functions, life balance, and so much more. First of all, I just want to say before we get into today's video that I make these videos because I want you to become your greatest version. I want to help as much as I possibly can provide the knowledge that we all need to become our greatest versions. Everybody don't want to go out and get a psychology degree, so why not share the knowledge and the information that we have acquired? So I hope that you are getting something out of these videos and that you enjoy watching them. With that being said, let's get right into it. We have a lot to cover today. All right, today's video is going to be about behavioral psychology, specifically habits. So what is behavioral psychology? It is the study of the connection between our minds and our behavior. It attempts to understand the reasons we behave the way we do. It is concerned with discovering the patterns in our actions and behaviors. Lastly, research in this field also helps to provide information on how to better habits as individuals, which can then create and develop better lives for people. So to sum it all up, behavioral psychology attempts to discover how do we operate, right? How do we behave, and how is our brain and the brain processes connected to that, right? It just attempts to study the behavior and the reasons we act the way that we do. So I'm going to get into today's topic, which is habit. What is a habit? Which I think that we are all familiar with that. A habit, from Merriam Webster dictionary, is an acquired mode of behavior that has become nearly or completely involuntary, right? So it is something that is not an option, not a choice. It's involuntary, okay? It's also a behavior pattern acquired by frequent repetition or physiologic exposure that shows itself in regularity or increased facility of performance, okay? So it's something that happens through repetition and that exposure to certain environmental situations, external situations. So why are habits even a part of our lives? First of all, let's just acknowledge they are efficient. Habits are efficient. So when habits are formed, we don't have to use the energy to deliberate all the time about what we need to do or how we need to do it. You form that habit and it just automatically is programmed in that subconscious mind. There's brain processes that take care of it for you. So you don't have to keep remembering, how to learn a language or how to be happy or how to be sad or because you form that habit, which is that involuntary behavior, and it's just going to do it for you. The brain, the subconscious patterns, it's going to take care of it for you, no worries. Now, once again, habits are built through learning and repetition. So they're created through learning things over a time period. Our life experiences, right? Those experiences that help build those patterns, and repetition, doing it all the time. And it is performed in response to an ingrained impulse. So that's the important thing to understand about a habit, is that it's like an impulse, right? It's created to respond to some external stimuli. The reason we have these habits is so that we are able to respond in a way that is automatic, right? Now, how can we break a habit? So if we understand that habits are something developed through repetition and it's developed through learning, how can we break it? Well, we need to first address that we're going to have to do this change repetitively. Whatever it is, we need to make sure we're doing it repetitively. Repetition is key. And I like to inform everyone all the time, working on a change is important to do it every day, all day. When you are trying to change, you need to assure you're working on it all day, every day. Okay? And I know that sounds like stressful or crazy, but repetition is key. And it's very hard to change something if you don't do it enough. Okay? Because the neurons in our brain connected to other neurons in our brain, they form these habits and they form these synaptic connections that are sometimes hard to rewire if you don't understand that you have to do it all the time in order to rewire those neurons. Now, become aware of your autopilot circumstances. So, what are the thoughts that you're thinking all the time connected to this habit? What is the environment that you're in all the time connected to this habit? So when you become aware of these things, then you're able to address them head on, because you're like, these thoughts are what's causing me to do this action every day. This environment that I'm in, around these people, in this job, whatever the environment is affecting the way that I behave and the reason that I have this habit. Right? How else can you break a habit? Build new habits, new healthy habits, okay? So you choose the habit that you want to change, right? And choose the one that you'll replace it with. So you need to become decisive. Decide how you're going to do this. What is the habit? I like to use my famous one, exercise, because I like to exercise now, and I didn't before. So what are you doing now? What is the habit? I'm not exercising at all. What is the habit that you want to replace it with? Be specific. I want to replace this habit with at least exercising 2 days a week, right? So don't start off like 7 days a week. That could be a challenge when you're not doing it at all. Now, if you're doing it 2 days a week, jump up to 5 days a week, right? So you have your habit that you want to change, and you have the one that you'll replace it with. So you've identified, right, the issue that you want to fix, the change that you want to make. So now you've identified it is time to become decisive. This is what I'm going to do. Go from no exercise to at least 5 days a week, okay? Now put yourself in situations in which you are more likely to engage in the desired behavior, right? What situation or circumstance can help you to actually achieve this? You can't be in the same environments around the same people doing the same things every day and expect a different outcome. And that is so true. You hear that a lot from motivational speakers. It's so true. You have to do something different. Now, if you can't leave, if you can't go anywhere, we are so blessed, or we're in a time frame where the internet, the internet is very popular, right? I watch YouTube videos. I wasn't always able to learn these things by going places or hanging around certain people. So I had to dive in it myself, and I utilize the resources that I have. So I want you to utilize the resource that you have. If you're trying to go from no exercise to some exercise, Google, research, how can you do that, right? Start exercising, start 10 minutes, 5 minutes a day. Start taking those desired actions so that you can actually have that outcome. Make plans on how to consistently repeat this behavior despite your conditions or circumstances, right? No matter what your circumstance is, no matter what your condition is on or in your external environment, make plans to say, well, I'm going to do this every day, right? You make that plan. If you don't do it every day, you're holding yourself to that. Okay, well, I know that I didn't do it today, but you know what? Let me do it tomorrow. So you're going to keep having that thought. So now you've entered a new thought into your subconscious mind where you're making yourself responsible. So if you don't take the action, it's going to keep coming and attacking you, right? It's going to come after you because you made a decision and you aren't following through. So why have the thought attack you? Why have the pressure? Why have that attack mentality, right? Just do it, right? How can you just do it? Reward yourself as motivation. My reward is, I guess, gratefulness. I'm not really someone that's like, sometimes if I'm like doing my exercise, right, or I'm working every day on all my things, I will maybe watch a movie. I don't like to do many things that don't involve self-help or self-work. Maybe I'll say, okay, you know what? tonight I'm going to watch me a movie. Because literally all day, every day, I'm working on myself. So I kind of stopped watching certain movies, TV shows. It takes up so much of my time that I don't feel it's necessary. So I may reward myself and say, you know what? I've been doing good so good every day. Tonight, I'm watching me a movie, right? whatever, whatever it is that you feel will reward you as motivation, do it. You deserve it. Don't focus on the timeline. So I think that this is so important because it takes you away from the moment. When you're focusing on, okay, it's going to take me 90 days, 60 days, 30 days to actually change this habit, then you're focusing on a future event, right? You're not focusing on today. What do I have to do today? You're taking on this big old heap of change that you aren't even aware of how to do it yet, right? I think that it's important to understand right here, right now is the main thing that matters. The timeline can depend on many factors in order to build a new habit, right? So if you're giving yourself 90 days, but you miss this day and then you miss that day and then you start on the next day, or you fail and you try again, you're going to be mad. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to have this unnecessary pressure, this it's going to bring you down and then you're going to want to quit instead of keep trying again and again. Don't focus on the timeline. Yes, the timeline is there, but be more focused on your motivation. Be more focused on, the desired outcome and the benefits of that. Well, if I, don't exercise and I exercise 5 days a week, I'll feel better, right? You'll feel more better. You'll have more energy. You will develop a new habit that's good for you. Develop the mindset that I'm proud of myself because of what I've done today. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm so proud of what I've done today. And this will help you because you also won't be so hard on yourself and you won't give up. You'll keep going. Lastly, stay focused on your goals, as I just mentioned, and your desired outcome of the new habit. Just said that. Stay focused, right? It's okay if you fail today. Start again tomorrow. It's okay if you didn't do your exercise at the planned time. Maybe you said 8 p.m. I'm going to exercise, right? Or maybe you said 8 p.m. I'm going to write down my goals. Whatever it is. And here's 8:01 and you haven't did it yet. 9 p.m. and you haven't did it yet. You know what? Do it at 10 o'clock. Whatever. Also learn how to let go. Let go. Forgive yourself for not being able to do something that you aren't even wired to do in the first place, okay? It's not always easy to make change. And it's not always easy to understand why we haven't changed. You haven't changed because you don't know how. You weren't taught how. If you were, you would be doing it. So break these habits by believing in yourself, becoming your greatest version, and knowing that you can do it. You can do it. With that being said, I do want to thank you all so much for watching today's video. I'm so grateful that you're here. If you do like the content that we talked about, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video. I do upload 5 days a week. So excited to be talking to you guys that amount of time. And if you enjoy what I upload and want to see more, subscribe. Please hit the notification bell as well so you can be notified. Other than that, I enjoyed speaking with you guys today and have a good one.